10 castles in the world. The castle is one of the most iconic features of European folklore. We imagine princesses, knights, horses, moats, and even the occasional dragon in our fantastical renditions of these places, yet few can pinpoint exactly which castles inspired these pervasive tales. Some feel they are mostly the product of fiction. While there's no doubt some tales have been embellished, we beg to differ. Here are 10 of the world's most beautiful medieval castles, which have undoubtedly influenced our cultural conceptions. Welcome to Brave Channel. You won't want to miss number 1, so make sure you watch until the end. Kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button. Schloss Vianden, Luxembourg. Despite its diminutive size, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg is well endowed with castles. More than 50 are spread across an area smaller than London's metro area. The most spectacular of these is Schloss Vianden, poised high above the Our River in northern Luxembourg. Built on the site of an ancient Roman fortress that protected the empire from barbarian invasion, the castle was constructed between the 11th and 14th centuries. Blending aspects of Romanesque, Gothic, and Renaissance design, it remained in royal hands until 1977, when the Grand Duke bequeathed it to the state. Vianden's biggest annual bash is an August medieval festival with dueling knights, jugglers, and artisans. Number 9. Navgrad Russia. The Kremlin in Moscow may be better known, but it can't hold a candle to the one in Novgorod when it comes to medieval ambience. Located 200 kilometers or 124 miles south of St. Petersburg, Navgrad was the seat of a powerful Russian republic from the 11th to 15th century, when it was finally overshadowed by Moscow. That power was concentrated inside the Dentinette or Kremlin, with its sturdy walls and heavily fortified towers. Among its landmarks today are the Cathedral of the Holy Wisdom with its silver domes, the Novgorod Museum, and the Millennium of Russia Monument. Number 8. Chateau de Chambord, France. There's no better example of the transition from the fortified castles of the medieval era to Patal homes of the Renaissance than this enormous chateau in the Loire Valley. Commissioned as a hunting lodge by King Francois I in early 16th century, the massive structure, with 444 rooms, took 28 years to construct. However, the moat, corner towers, and keep are purely decorative. Chambord is celebrating its 500th anniversary this year with a myriad of special events, including an exhibition that addresses the question of whether Leonardo da Vinci designed the castle's double helix staircase. Number 7. Shirijo Castle, Okinawa. One of the finest examples of Chinese castle architecture is Shiri, a hilltop fortress and palace complex on the island of Okinawa in Japan. As the royal court of the independent Ryukyu Kingdom for more than 450 years, when the islands were heavily influenced by nearby China, Shiri developed a warren of imperial living quarters, audience halls, religious shrines, and an extravagant throne room reminiscent of the Forbidden City in Beijing. The compound was heavily restored after World War II, when Shiri served as the local headquarters for the Imperial Japanese Army. The castle's present-day activities range from a morning gate opening ritual called ukeju and a multilingual audio tour of the grounds to daily dance performances and nighttime illumination. Number 6. Bodiam Castle, England. England has far larger castles, like Windsor, and others that are more steeped in history, like the Tower of London, but none boasts that textbook form of Bodiam Castle in East Sussex. Erected in 1385 as the bastion of a former royal knight, it's the epitome of a medieval castle. Thick, crenulated walls supported by 9 stubby towers, arrayed around a square central courtyard and reached via a wooden walkway, a drawbridge in olden days, across a wide moat. Among its many visitor summer activities are archery sessions, dressing up in medieval costumes, afternoon tea with cakes and scones and guided tours, and just 7 miles away is where the landmark Battle of Hastings played out in 1066. Number 5. Castillo de Chapultepec, Mexico. The only royal castle in the Western Hemisphere hovers high above Mexico City. Erected in the late 1700s as a summer house for the Viceroy of New Spain, the castle has played many roles since then, including the Palace of Emperor Maximilian, and an 1847 battle between Mexican troops and invading Americans that features in the Marine Corps hymn. Nowadays, Chapultepec is home to Mexico's National Museum of History. The royal quarters, including the precious Machalite Room and Maximilian's flamboyant bedroom, are included in castle tours. Number 4. Prague Castle, Slovenia. What makes this Slovenian castle so special is its astounding location. Prague is arrayed across a cave mouth beneath a natural rock arch on the side of a sheer cliff. The lofty setting made it virtually impregnable when it was constructed in the 13th century. Attackers laid siege to Prague on numerous occasions, but a secret passageway that still exists today allowed the defenders to come and go at will. Located 62 kilometers or 38 miles from Ljubljana, the castle and its park lake grounds host the Aragonese Nights Tournament, a medieval festival and jousting competition staged every July. Number 3. Castello Aragonese, Italy. The island bastion overlooking the Bay of Naples is the oldest castle on our list, tracing its roots to the 5th century BC, when Greeks colonized the region. From Roman legionaries to Napoleon's troops, many armies have occupied Aragonese over the years. The castle now belongs to the family of an Italian lawyer who purchased the fortified island in 1912 and began restoration of its battlements, churches, convents, crypts, and gardens. In addition to views that stretch all the way across the bay to Mount Vesuvius, Aragonese Castle boasts outdoor cafes, a bookshop, art exhibits, and outdoor movies. Number 2. Prague Castle, Czech Republic. Prague's imposing citadel is also one of the few castles anywhere in the world that still boasts real political power, the official residence of the President of the Czech Republic. Among the other landmarks inside its spacious confines are St. Vitus Cathedral, the Old Royal Palace, 10 gardens, and a row of 16th century cottages called the Golden Lane that once housed the castle guards. Guided tours offered during daylight and evening hours last around 3 hours. Number 1. Crac des Chevaliers, Syria. Although it's virtually impossible to visit these days owing to the ongoing conflict in Syria, Crac des Chevaliers remains one of the world's greatest castles, and the only one on our list that has experienced and unfortunately survived the 21st century warfare. Created in the 12th century by the Knights of St. John, the celebrated Crac is considered the epitome of a crusader castle in the Middle East, and one of the greatest statements of medieval military architecture. The structure features 2 mighty walls separated by a moat on a steep hillside between Homs and the Mediterranean Sea. The last UNESCO report on the castle in 2019 states that restoration and archaeological work has commenced again, but the security situation remains tenuous. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future amazing videos.